A bunch of you want to know for some reason how to clean a mechanical keyboard correctly. Now, cleaning a membrane keyboard is something we have covered before, and that's a little bit simpler because they don't have any key switches underneath. When you have a separate key switch like this, it becomes a little bit more challenging, especially if you have lubricated them already. So how do you clean a keyboard without removing the lube? Now, usually rubbing alcohol is the go-to solution to clean out some stuff, but the problem is alcohol-based content kind of dilutes the lubricant that you applied. So I don't recommend you use rubbing alcohol to clean your keyboard which you have lubricated because the lube will be erased away. Instead, use something like this. It's a soap-based solution that's alcohol-free. Now, yes, I know it's meant for mobile displays and things like that, but this works really well for cleaning out a lubricated board. And it also helps if you have some kind of a weird jellyfish looking glove like this which you can wear and clean the keyboard easily. This was taken from a vehicle cleaning kit, like this was meant to wipe your windshield and things like that, but it works great for keyboards. Now, of course, you have to first remove all the keycaps, and removing keycaps can be a little painful process for your fingers if you don't have a keycap puller. I mean, you can make your own keycap puller by bending a few aluminum strings, or you can use a plastic tool, something like a comb. I'll use this handle thingy to try to remove the keycaps. Let's see if it works. Hey, it works pretty well. Thankfully, you don't have to put too much effort. This thing can loosen them up pretty well, as you can see. If you want to remove everything at a single shot, I recommend you kind of store them in the same orientation that you took them out. It makes finding keycaps a little bit easier when you are putting them back. So if you arrange them in the same order that you took them out like that, then yeah, finding it will be a little bit easier. I mean, you can go the fancy route and you can have those one of those fancy keycap holders. You know, you get a plastic tray with individual holes for individual keycaps so you can place them properly. Or you can do something a little bit smart instead of buying new things. Most of the things that we think we want, we don't really want in life. We just like to buy new things to make ourselves happy. It's called materialism. Yeah, I know, I am OP sometimes. These tiny finger-looking things help you get in between those keycaps where your fingers or anything else can't really get in between. And since we did not use any alcohol-based content, we don't have to worry about the lube rubbing off. If you have some extra time and you're willing to be delicate, those earbuds you use to clean your ears, those things work really well against these tiny crevices. I usually keep my keyboard pretty clean, so you may not see much of a difference. You may be noticing that the CosmicByte logo we removed is still a pretty clean, matte looking surface. If you haven't seen how to do that, you can check out that video. It is surprisingly easy to remove a logo that has been painted on. That's why most manufacturers engrave their logo. But engraving is a little bit more expensive process, so budget companies don't really do that. Now in this keyboard in particular, the edges are very well sealed, so it's very unlikely that the dust can get underneath those, especially if you only use it in indoor situations like I do. So yeah, I'm not gonna have to open this up anytime soon. But yeah, that about does it. That's how you pretty much easily clean a mechanical keyboard like this. Now all I need to do is put all these keycaps back in their place. Yay! Before we put it back together, let's look at the Rgb effects without the keycaps. You don't get to see that very often. Nice. In case you missed it, in the last video we covered that there is a firmware update to these keys where you now can control the colors of the entire keyboard. So you can set your own Rgb values now instead of picking from the color palette that they give you. Not all colors are supported. This is the closest that you can get to pink. So if you wanted hot pink or something, you still can't set it apparently. And no, there is still no individual LED customization. A lot of you keep asking me that, and no, you can't set an individual color to a single keys. But this is a pretty nice step in the right direction, I would say.